Hi, welcome to Valorum Damus educational video. Today we will talk about employee-employer relationship. What is an employee-employer relationship? Employer includes any person acting directly or indirectly in the interest of an employer in relation to an employee, and shall include the government and all its branches, subdivisions and instrumentalities, all government-owned or controlled corporations and institutions, as well as non-profit private institutions or organizations. Labor Code of the Philippines Article 97, B, or any person acting in the interest of an employer directly or indirectly. Labor Code of the Philippines Article 219E, while employee includes any individual employed by an employer. Labor Code of the Philippines Article 97C. Why is it important to determine if there is an employee-employer relationship between parties? First, determining employment relationships has an effect on the benefits that the employee will receive. Second, it corrects classification of employment, prevents legal issues, and determines what benefits employees are entitled to. And lastly, it prevents labor disputes and penalties and ensures complete compliance with DOL. Now, how to determine if there is an employee-employer relationship? According to the Supreme Court of the Philippines, there are four key factors, known as the fourfold test, to determine the existence of an employee-employer relationship. Celier Atienza Petitioner versus Noel Sacramento Saluda Respondent 233413, June 17, 2019. First, the selection and engagement of employee. Second, the payment of wages. Third, the power of dismissal. Lastly, the power to control. The selection and engagement of employee. In this key factor, the employer is responsible for hiring employees, which includes sourcing candidates, conducting interviews and assessments, and finalizing employment through a contract. The payment of wages. On this key factor, the employer is responsible for paying an employee's wages or salary, typically through a payroll system or payslip. However, the absence of an employee's name in payroll records does not automatically disprove an employer-employee relationship unless the payroll is shown to be a complete and accurate record of all employees. The power of dismissal. On this key factor, only the employer has the authority to dismiss an employee, typically as a disciplinary action for violations that justify dismissal. Employers can also separate employees for authorized causes, with separation pay provided. The power to control. And for this last key factor, employers have the authority to supervise and direct how work is performed, including giving instructions, determining methods, and deciding on the tools or equipment to be used. In cases which control test is not enough to determine the relationship between the parties, particularly when there is no formal agreement, economic reality test is used in determining whether an employer-employee relationship exists between the parties. It works alongside the control test by examining the economic aspects of the relationship involving the putative employer's power to control the employee with respect to the means and methods by which the work is to be accomplished, and the underlying economic realities of the activity or relationship. If all these elements are present, an employee-employer relationship exists. Note: meeting just one criterion is not enough. All four factors must be satisfied to establish that a worker is truly an employee of a company.
Got questions about your employment status? Drop them in the comments below. Disclaimer: this is for informational purposes only and not legal advice. Please consult a legal professional for specific concern.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.